Is this movie like totally bitchin' or just like totally lame? Jamie?
Yeah.
Let's go scarf and barf real quick. And then we'll like go watch Valley Girl.
Well, greetings there, podcast listeners, and welcome to another episode of Good Times, Great Movies. And welcome, that their voice on the other end there is my co-podcasting partner. It's a lot of, Yep, there you go. DP McCambridge.
Yes.
And I, on the other half of the co-podcasting partnership, is Jamie Lorello.
Yeah, I think the proper English is IR Jamie Lorello.
That's correct. That's correct. Yes.
Jamie, have you ever unironically talked like a Valley Girl?
Yes.
What?
I think I have.
Really?
Yeah. Unironically?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't know. Like, I feel like this.
No, I don't think so.
We missed this phase, right? Did we miss it because we were on the East Coast, or did we miss it because it was too early for us?
I think it was a little bit of both, but I think it did get even worse come into the 90s.
I don't know. Would we call that Valley Girl then?
Yeah, but it was a West Coast thing. It really was more of a, yeah.
You're just saying that we get things like 10 years after the West Coast?
No, not even that. No,
See, I feel like this is 80s Clueless. You know,
yes,
like those people in
agree.
Clueless were modern day Valley Girls, I guess.
Yeah.
But they didn't talk like these girls are supposed to. And like you said earlier before we started recording, there wasn't enough Valley Girl lingo in this movie. I thought it was just going to be saturated with the, oh my God.
Well, it wasn't those that they saturated you with. There was a lot of the bitchin',
right.
and a lot of, like, I guess, well, a lot of boob. P.S. There was a lot of, like,
that was shocking to me.
Right? But, and what a poor misconception for, like dudes in the 80s that related to Nick Cage or thought, you know, well, hey, that's what you got to do. You just show up at parties and girls just go in the bathroom and take their tops off. It's just what happens. It's how you get action. And you don't have to do much, but maybe rub their shoulder a little bit.
But the other thing is that this reminded me a little bit of Clueless, but also of American Pie, too. And I remember seeing American Pie and going, why is there so much gratuitous nudity in this movie targeted toward, like, 14, 15-year-old kids?
Well.
Anyway. Oh, before we start, can I say just a couple things about your new favorite movie, Buckaroo Banzai?
We could talk about that movie again tonight if we wanted to.
First of all,
or I could.
Any Twitter response, Facebook, face-to-face interaction I had with people, you are on the right side of this argument. It's the greatest movie ever made.
Thank you, listeners. I agree.
There's also
That's why you listen.
A great tidbit at the end when they're walking through that abandoned aqueduct.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, they didn't have the music to it, so they pumped in Billy Joel's Uptown Girl.
Oh, and that's what they're walking?
And you can find it on YouTube with Billy Joel's song, and they're just bebopping, and it goes beat for beat. It's wonderful.
That makes me love this movie even more. Oh,
and also, this apparently happened between the time that we recorded and released it, is that Mr. Kevin Smith, he is developing, making, casting, I'm not sure where it is in the process, a Buckaroo Banzai TV show.
What?
He is apparently a huge fan.
As he should be, yeah.
And he's doing this.
A TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, like
I mean, I would assume it'll be like maybe like a Netflix.
Sure, but I would watch it. I would indulge. What adventures we could see Buckaroo do? Well, he goes through space and time. One can only hope that Goldblum is in it. One can only hope. Or I can only hope.
How can he not be? How could you do this and not at least give him
reach
a call?
out, right. That's right. Well, apartments.com. Maybe that's the only gig he'll do.
You have to go onto that website to contact Goldblum. All right, so we should just go.
Let's go to the valley. Let's go there. Let's cross over the 405.
1983, directed by Martha Coolidge.
Yeah, I like a little lady director. Sure. Mm-hmm. You got a little background on her?
She's a very successful director. She still works. She does a lot of TV. She did some Weeds.
Oh, fabulous. She's got a great sense of...
Some CSI, not CSI. What's the law? I was going to say,
what's the Law and
Order show? I think she did some Law and Orders.
Okay.
And other stuff. She mainly does TV now, but she started with film, so.
And was this one of her earlier ones? Or?
I think her second, maybe third movie.
Okay.
She also did the Real Genius.
Oh, so
she did that as well.
Hit. Look at
right.
All right. So she's got a good resume.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I did put down a fun tidbit about the budget. The budget was $600,000, and nearly half of that money was just for the music rights.
Well, there was some titular songs in here.
Yeah. So a very cheap movie to make.
Oh, I'd say so.
And it made over $17 million.
All those boobies. All those people wanted to see.
All those people wanted to see Dottie from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
That's what I was like,
topless.
Dottie.
So if you've ever wanted to see that, creepos and perverts out there,
this is your movie.
Watch Valley Girl.
This is the movie to do that in. Yeah.
So everybody knows that this is a very young, very green Nick Cage. Hadn't done a whole lot of movies before this.
Hadn't gotten a whole lot of dental work done yet.
The female lead, Deborah Foreman, I guess I really didn't look her up.
I don't know what else she did beyond this. And she to me was the biggest oops about this
She
movie.
was a huge oops with this movie because she was very bland.
Yeah, and you just didn't believe her for what she
was.
Like,
in a movie called, and also I think we should credit the Valley Girl movement for giving us the way we use it now. Instead of just saying or to waste time, everybody says now. So that's it. Thanks, Valley Girls.
That's all. You're welcome, they say.
But for a movie called Valley Girl, the titular Valley Girl was the worst part of the movie.
I agree. Our lead, our titular character was the biggest bummer.
Yeah,
I guess she was better than her cohorts as far as.
Wait, you mean her friends?
Yes, her 3 brunette friends and her.
I mean, her friends weren't great human beings, but they were entertaining.
Fair
and
enough.
They were Valley Girls. It almost felt like she wasn't one of them.
Yeah, she didn't.
She's very, oh my God, what's the girl's name in Grease? She seemed a lot like her. Very timid and...
Yeah, but not with the same kind of charisma and, I don't know. Like, she is the lead. She's Valley Girl, and we want to believe that Nick Cage fell for Valley Girl. And I have to tell you, she wears that pirate shirt at the party when they meet.
Yeah.
She looks like a 35-year-old mom.
She looks like a fashionable grandma.
Yeah. Sorry, 30. She just didn't look like the 17-year-old hottie Valley Girl that she's supposed to be, right?
No.
Even her mom, without her glasses, looked cuter than she did. Like the Valley Girls.
Yeah.
I loved the parents, by the way.
I love the parents.
I loved Valley Girls. Like, I could have watched Valley Girls. I don't even know her character's name. I do. I have it written down somewhere.
It's Julie. Julie Richmond. Get it? She's rich.
Oh.
I guess she's rich. Her parents didn't seem that rich.
They own a natural health food store.
Her dad's shirts were amazing.
Yes.
I was like, why is he wearing a shirt called Foods for Health? And it was in this weird script.
Because
like,
that's
what is going
business.
on?
That's
didn't know.
Store that he runs.
But we didn't know that at the beginning.
Yeah, no,
I'm like,
in the
that is
beginning
the strangest shirt I've ever seen.
Yeah. Did you, in my notes, I have Sonny Bono at one point written.
Yeah.
Because he looked like Sonny Bono. Okay.
Very much.
We're hopping all around. We do this from time to time.
I know. All right. Yeah. Well, our movie opens at a mall, which makes total sense.
Because we're shopping.
And we're introduced to the Valley girl, Julie, and her friends. Mm-hmm. And so Julie is dating the coolest guy in school?
He certainly doesn't seem likable. Like the real cool guy is that guy that's like Mr. All Awesome, right? Like
I don't know. Who are you talking about?
He's Mr. Popular.
Or are you just talking about
in general?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about generalities. I'm not talking about the dude in this movie. What was his name? No. Tommy. He's got the bod, but the brains are bad news. That's what she says.
Yeah. It's so boring dating him. I do love how that's how she breaks up with him. She's like,
yeah, she's just kind of over him.
It's just, you're so boring. I'm like, that is the meanest thing to say to someone.
But look at him. He looks pretty boring.
He does, yeah. He kind of looks like the monster from Rocky Horror Picture. Like, he's got a bad hair. Well, he looks like every villain in an 80s teen movie. He's the blonde guy. He's the jock, I guess. Yeah,
he's kind of a little bit DB, a little douchey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not. Yeah. He's. You wonder the whole time because her friends through this whole movie.
He seems mentally disabled.
Yes, he seems disabled.
Well, isn't it a disability if you're not smart? No, I guess it's not. Unless he's a learning disability.
You think that's what the problem is? I think he's a jerk. I don't think there's a disability there. I think there's a lack of ability. Okay. Like there's no ability for him to be nice or cool.
But she says his brains are
that is
problematic, I guess.
Problematic. Oh my God. So that's how we're dissecting this movie.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
This bitchin' awesome rad movie.
Well, it doesn't matter that she broke up with him because suddenly we're at the beach. I mean, we are introduced to her friends in one locale and suddenly her friends are in a different locale.
Kind of fun because you're getting to see, like, I can appreciate this, that this is how you hung out. You went to the mall, even as a girl. They were a bit obnoxious about it, but they sat at the food court and they talked about all the cute boys in the food court. You know, that's kind of what you did. And then you go to the beach with your girlfriends and you're in California, you're in Southern California sitting on the beach. And so you're eyeballing all the dudes, right? That's kind of what you do.
And they see the hunkiest of dude. It is Nick Cage. Did you notice how he emerges from the water because he's kind of stumble running? Like he can't get his feet under himself. It looks like that should have been cut. Like you need to reshoot that. He does not look like he knows how to run.
It's charming. Right?
And his chest hair.
The big triangle shaved into his
perfect
chest?
Triangle.
It's ridiculous. I was watching it. My husband was like, he was kind of like eyeballing it in the background. He was like, holy triangle chest hair. And I hadn't paid attention to that yet. I was taking notes on all the, beach scene, and I was like, it was so, I didn't even take but a minute to look up and go, whoa.
It's so perfectly manicured. It's upsetting to look at because it's all I saw. I was like...
I totally agree. I didn't pay attention to any other beach dialogue or anything because I was like, why did they do it just like that? Like, I don't imagine him to be... the perfect triangle. But then later on, the shirt he
had
wears...
to have been shirtless in Leaving Las Vegas, right? At some point in that movie. Like, I almost went online and just typed in shirtless Nick Cage just because I wanted to see maybe that's the way it works with him.
You think that his
no,
body
I
hair
don't
grows
think
in
so. I just wanted to be reassured that was not his natural chest hair look.
No, I think especially for this character who had as much style, and I think borrowed some outfits for some of our break-in. Right. Some
yeah, he was friended.
But he was a stylish sort of dude, Ryan.
Yes.
what's Nick Cage's?
Randy.
Randy.
We had another movie with a Randy, right?
It's such not... I mean, I guess...
It's not a good name.
No.
Like, just use his name. Call him Nick. Like, that is a cool name.
Yeah.
That's a tough guy name. Randy is not.
No.
Neither is Tommy. Like, it's...
But Randy and Tommy are who she's left with.
Like, if Tom and Nick are fighting over you, that's kind of cool.
I get it. I agree. But when Randy and Tommy are going... I have a picture of a triangle on my notes, by the way, to let me know what his chest hair looked like.
So, at the beach, Randy's friend, who we are kind of more
He's kind of a goofball.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about mental problems. That guy's got some.
So they overhear the girls talking about a bitchin' party.
Is it awesome bitchin'?
Let's call it a bitchin' rad party. And they literally give the address out, just yell it out when they're in line for snow cones or whatever.
Yeah.
So they get this address, and they are just going to crash this party. And this is where we're introduced to Julie's parents.
Oh, I love them so.
And this is where she's wearing a bunch of doilies that are just sewn together.
The mom
is? Shirt. No, Julie.
Oh. Well, the mom's wearing
this is her big pirate shirt.
Yes, this is the big pirate shirt. Yes, and the food for everyone's got great fashion in this next scene. Yes, Julie goes to the party getting dressed in her pirate shirt. The dad, this is where we see his Foods for Health shirt.
Yep.
And the mom is wearing like a muumuu with like avocado print on it. It's very
the mom
random.
Later on in the movie, she shows up again. I'm like, is that the same woman?
Yeah, you keep
she
wondering.
Looks very young and very attractive, and this woman in the muumuu did not look like this person.
No, she keeps switching off between her look. I think it's obviously the same actress the whole time. But sometimes she wears glasses and is a little more laid back dressed, I guess, and sometimes she's a little more put together.
I love it when the dad says to her friend, "If I were 20 years younger." That's his first line of this movie. So I didn't know if he was supposed to be a total creepo, but no, he's not. He just
holds on. Dad. Yeah, and he later shows her the picture when he was a little hippy dippy Woodstock guy, right? So I think he really holds on to his youth, a little bit. That it was a creepy thing. It's
Jamie,
kind of
can I tell you, when we watched Summer School, that showed me what kind of teacher I want to be. This showed me what kind of dad I want to be.
You want to own a health food store.
This guy was so cool.
No, he really was cool.
Like, by the time he's smoking a joint in the bathroom, I was like, this guy's amazing.
It was so funny because he gets overwhelmed because she's going to the prom.
Yes.
And so he's got to do something about it, so he smokes himself out in the bathroom. It's so funny. They show the towel going under the door, and I'm like, what's happening? I wasn't sure if not that I thought that hurt, but I was like, what twisted? But no, it was Dad. It was Dad getting his bake on.
Yep.
Good for him. And he's very sweet to her. They have nice little heart-to-hearts where he's very honest. You would be that kind of dad.
And now we're introduced to, I guess, parents that are the exact opposite. Like, they're the cool parents who throw this party for their child.
I didn't understand. That was the weirdest thing. So we know there's a party happening. And when they are planning the party, talking about the party at the beach, I'm assuming it's your typical, teenage party where the parents are out of town. Right. Yep. But no, these parents have ordered sushi for the party or making it, and they're
did you notice this family dynamic? Because
is that the stepmom? Okay. I didn't understand it.
Here's the thing, because I did figure this out just by piecing together bits of dialogue. Apparently, this is that girl's stepmom. Okay. And her dad must have died. And so then she got together with this other dude. So neither of these two people are technically her parents. It's like her stepmom and the guy that she's seeing. So that makes some of the dysfunction a little more, I don't want to say appropriate, but it doesn't seem as weird. If that, maybe... anyway, we'll get into the graduate part of this movie.
Yes. But then with the weird twist, because don't they Doesn't she? We have to get there. We have to get there.
Why am I afraid to ruin a movie
I know
that was made like 38 years ago?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the dynamic with that friend, really, I didn't get it. I did not.
Right.
But I'm glad that layout sort of helped me. So would you, no, you're saying you would, the kind of dad you want to be.
I would never be this kind of dad.
Yeah,
No.
Mm-mm.
That is jail time waiting to happen. Like, that is, you cannot provide this much alcohol to minors.
No.
Or this many minors. This party is amazing, first of all.
It is amazing, but at the same time, it's very, I mean, she's not the only one in the pirate shirt. There's a bunch of other girls with similar shirts and outfits on. It just, and it's obviously because it's all white people, right? And so they're all kind of,
so many pastel polo shirts with the collars flipped up.
Very many.
The outfits in this party are the best outfits in this movie.
Yes,
I think.
The dancing, and then the dancing too. There was some. I guess measured is a good kind of word for that.
Well, and I kept commenting or listening, and I'm like, oh my god, it's like one. I don't want to say hit song, but it's one recognizable song after another throughout the duration of this party. Like, I understand how half the budget was spent on music.
They wanted to make sure to keep it going. Keep it going.
Good soundtrack, Valley Girl.
Good thumbs up on that one for you, VG. Oh, this is one of our first shots of boob here at this party.
Oh, sorry, I almost skipped this part. Wow, and this is an important part of the movie.
Well, it's sort of a twist. It's a twist here. It's when we find out one layer of how just gross that Tommy guy is, and how just not a good guy he is, and we find out how slutty. What's her name in the movie? The friend?
Lauren?
Oh, yeah, Lauren. But she's really from Pee-wee. She's Pee-wee Herman's
She's
friend.
Dottie. She's Dottie from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
But they go in a weird room with
she
an
also
umbrella
does cartoon voices.
Yeah, she does. She does have a decent little thing.
She's got a good voice. Good cartoon voice.
Good cartoon voice. Yep. Yeah. I didn't know she was... Well, so she is one of... she's a close friend. Mm-hmm. And part of the big group, and she sleeps with Tommy.
Wait, did they sleep with each other?
Or did they just feel her boobs?
I don't know.
I thought so, because then she wakes up, she looks over at him, and she's buttoning up, and she's like, so does this mean we're going to, like, go steady or be together? And he's like, that's when he, like, threatens her.
Okay.
He's really a jerk. He's not a nice guy.
I do like, his line is great. When they're making out and he goes, I've always thought about you. And she goes, you have? And he goes, yep, I thought about you all day.
All day today.
Yep, that's right. But you're right. Yeah, I guess they do have sex in, I don't know, whatever. It's somebody's room.
Somebody's room, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then he does. He threatens her. He's like, if you tell anybody about this,
you're the bad friend.
Right,
yeah.
You're the bad friend. And he makes her feel bad. And she realizes that he's kind of a creep, but not really.
Well, doesn't
she realizes it then, but then later on she tries to get those two back together again.
Well, that's the weird other twist is that, so she knows now he's got another ultra, like, jerky layer to him, right? And but there's the whole movie, they want her... They think that they should be together.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
But she does give a little glances here and there when Tommy comes around or comes up. You can tell she's supposed to feel awkward around him. But anyway, so yeah, she sleeps with Tommy. The party's still going on.
Still going on. Still, quote-unquote, raging.
Really a rager. With sushi and all. And who comes to the party? Who's
Nick Cage's friend? What's his name? Do you know?
I don't know. But
I don't know. But Nick Cage and his friend show up wearing matching outfits.
Like red and black leather outfits.
Yeah. So they don't... Everybody else is in pastels, and they're in red and black. They don't fit in. Did you notice that Nick Cage, in his red and black, quote-unquote, punk outfit, has a little American flag lapel pin?
Oh, I didn't
It's only at the party, but you see
Really?
Yes. Like the ones that became very popular after 9/11 and now everybody wears on the news. He's got a little one.
How patriotic.
Oh, yeah. It's an odd decision. Like, shouldn't it be like an anarchy symbol or something like that?
Well,
not
I do
an
like
American
when they...
flag.
So later on at this party, and we'll get to it, when he not abducts her, but he makes her come with him and they go for a night out. Mm-hmm. He is like the mayor of Hollywood. Like he drives around the Hollywood Boulevard and is like, "Hey, Scotty, what's up? What's up?" Like he's talking to everybody. Funny. He's waving. He's like waving to store owners and everything. Like he is the shit. So maybe maybe he ran for office, a small councilman or something.
He's running for office. Student council at his local high school.
No, I don't
Hollywood
think
High.
That's beyond Randy. That's beyond Randy. He's really in touch with his community.
That's right.
Hollywood High.
Yeah. So this is where Randy and Julie meet. And it's love at first
sight.
Well,
no. They saw each other at the beach first. That was the first time. Mm-hmm. But now this is where they see it's like, oh, there's that guy
from
beach.
Across the room.
He's not happy about being at the party at first. He didn't want to go.
No.
Lame valley party. He didn't want to go out to the valley. Look, why are we here? And the friend is like, we're here because we're having fun, and I have a lazy eye, and we're gonna have a great time.
So Nick Cage and Julie are hitting it off.
Right.
Tommy is having none of this and goes over with his preppy friends.
Mind you, this is after he's had sex with her best friend.
Just came downstairs.
Yes.
And he punches Nick Cage out.
Yeah.
Like he punches him, knocks him to the ground, and then his preppy cronies throw he and his friend out. Mm-hmm. The end of that, so everyone assumes, because then Nick Cage and his buddy get in the car and drive away.
They do for a moment. When Nick Cage goes up to her, does he call her truly dazzling?
I don't know.
Because I have that written down as if it was a line. I say, Julie, quote unquote, truly dazzling.
Were you talking about her outfit? Was that just your commentary on her doily shirt? Her doily pirate shirt?
That is not how I felt, and so someone told her that, and I'd like to think it was Nick Cage, but maybe I should have taken clearer notes.
I'm sure it was. He is quite the charmer. I mean, compared to Tommy, in my mind, there's no contest here. If I were Julie, I know the decision that I'm going to make.
Yes, you wouldn't question it and hug your creepy clown doll late at night and wonder who to stay with.
That doll was terrifying.
Why? And why are you 17 years old and holding your clown doll, trying to figure out which boy you want to? I don't know. Make it to the end of senior year with? I don't know. What was even the big deal about who to choose? Anyway.
And I was waiting. I didn't know how many, Nick Cage, classic Cage freakouts we'd have in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was so young.
Right.
But we do get this one when he makes his friend stop the car.
Oh, when he turns the car around.
Oh, my God, it's so great. Because he just gets out and just screams. Just screams. And he's screaming things like, nobody tells me who I'm going to score with. I was into that girl. She was into me. We're going back.
He does.
He drives the car. His friend's like, this is my mom's car, dude.
Yeah. And he's just like, we're going. And it's more of just kind of like a you can't tell me no.
Yeah, he kicks the car. He's so angry. Yeah. And I'm like, this guy is unhinged. But then I realized, this is just Nick Cage riffing. This is just...
True, yeah. I like now, so they decide to go back to the party. And I guess since he can't just go into the front door, he's got to sneak in. So he sneaks in through a bathroom window. And then for a good, 15 minutes, I don't know if it's actually that long, but for a little chunk of time
it's a long time.
He's
I was
just
surprised.
Sitting in the shower watching people come in and out of the bathroom. I think he's trying to figure out what to do or how to...
Right. It's a shower with a glass door.
Yeah.
And clearly he goes in there and closes the door and you can just see this Nick Cage silhouette. And he pulls a little towel over, but he kind of sits down in the bathtub. And I was like, you know what? Who's going to notice? But I I didn't think he was trying to work out the rest of his plan. I thought his plan was, I'm going to stay in here until Julie has to pee.
That's insane. There was like 50 plus people at this party. You're going to hang out in the bathroom until the chick that you like comes in the room?
I don't think it's a bad plan. What else do you do? I mean, I guess the only other thing is to wait outside until she leaves, but no, that makes more sense. That's an easier plan, but you don't get to see a little Coke party.
No, and you don't get to see more boob for free, right? Doesn't he see?
Right.
Again, some dude he's with this chick in the restroom, in the bathroom, or whatever, and...
The restroom.
Yeah, restroom. It's the restroom.
Right.
He sees some shenanigans go down.
I like when people are just talking, and he's standing in the shower, like pointing his hands like it's a gun, and just pretending to shoot.
Yeah. Because he's so annoyed by them.
It's some good Nick Cage. I don't know if it's ad-libbing here or whatever, but yeah, I kind of enjoyed that part because I did kind of like seeing the different people, and they came in, and some girls were like Valley girls, and other people were smoking pot and doing coke at the same time.
Did you hear the advice from the girls? So the girls that come in, the Valley girls...
our only character of color in this movie, I believe. Yes. Our only non-white character, except for the Hispanic guy who wants to murder Nick Cage later.
Which is very random. So the girls' advice when they're in there, there's a random pot, coke party, just drugs, all happen at one time with the same group of people. They just all walk in, they're like, bring out all your drugs, let's do them now. And Nick Cage
it's a regular Basketball Diaries moment.
Exactly. Well, the girls' advice is, it's like shaking hands with your best friend, only really fast.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yes. Good advice.
Yeah, sound advice. As all these people sort of rotate through, eventually, I guess his plan works, and Julie does
not
come
a bad
in.
Plan.
She's not even a little bit freaked out, is she, that he's in the bathroom?
No. Thankfully, she doesn't walk straight over to the toilet.
Right. No,
thankfully she goes to the mirror to do her makeup or whatever.
Yeah.
And he kind of sneaks up behind her. But she's not freaked out at all.
No. She thinks it's sort of adorable.
But it is a nice moment between the two of them because he's like, let's go. And she's like, where do we go? I don't care.
Yeah.
What do we do? I don't care.
He just wants to be with her.
It's adorable.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I guess they sneak out through the bathroom window again?
No, she makes him meet. He goes back out through the window.
Okay, yes, all right.
And then he's like, meet me outside, and she drags her one friend.
Right, exactly. Because, ladies, as good advice as shaking hands with your best friend is, another good tip is if a dude surprises you in the bathroom, what you say is what she says, I have to bring my best friend with me. Yeah. Good advice, smart. You don't see that in these movies. Like, you don't see wise decisions by girls in these movies a lot.
And it was very nice. That. Her friend totally doesn't want to go. And the whole time, it's like, we shouldn't do this. I don't want to do this.
Especially when she sees Nick Cage's friend.
Yeah. Well, again.
She's like, that guy with the lazy eye.
I'm going to have to hang with him. What about when he chases her around the car? And they're weird. He's alone, right?
Yep.
Okay, so they get I guess essentially they get their date on. She leaves the party and she goes with Nick Cage and his friend. And again, they drive through. They drive from the Valley to Hollywood. They drive down Hollywood Boulevard, basically.
It is weird because it's just them pointing and signs, and then pointing at something else and signs. It's the weirdest Hollywood tour ever.
Well, and again, he's like, he knows everybody on the street. Everybody knows him, right? He's just like, this is where I'm from. This is what I do.
He owns this town.
Yes. They go to a club then.
Fun fact.
Please.
I don't know how fun it is. You know what club that is? The club that River Phoenix died right outside of.
Aww.
Yeah, so.
That's a great... Look at you. You're filled with little fun facts.
That might be the last one, everybody.
All right. Take it and put it in. All right. So they go and they see, they're watching a band play, and they're in the LA kind of club party rocker scene, right?
Yeah. The band is called the Plimsolls. There are a few bands that are in this movie, and I do like how they argue about the music. You know, your friends like all that other crap music.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this music is really close to the crap they were listening to at the party. Like, it is a synthesizer away from being the exact same song.
This is true.
But I love how they're all screaming their lines over the music. Like, all of them are yelling. I think I just like to watch Nick Cage yell.
Well, he is a fun yeller. He is. He was, for all intents and purposes, he was really fun in this movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was not the downside of the valley.
No, we already talked about the weak link of this movie.
We know.
It's our star.
It's no secret, right?
But I just don't get it. Like, he and his friend, I guess I don't know, are they like punks? Because shouldn't there be, like, you could get, this is the early 80s, like, you could get punk bands about to play at this place. Like, you could get, I don't know, the Misfits or Bad Religion or Minor Threat or something like that. And it's just, I don't know. Like, the music all seems so radio friendly.
But that's what I think the whole thing was. Sort of dipped in a well, that's why even his character was edgy, but not too edgy. You know what I mean?
No, not at all.
So he was edgy enough to not be the Valley guy in the in the pastels, but he wasn't so And
no, you're right.
So I think that's where the music stuff comes in. But I do like to have conversations, like you said, about their music being more real and their lifestyle being more real. Like, look, this is how people live, and you don't... Because even when they go to sit down, the friend wipes off her seat at the club with a napkin.
She puts down like a little napkin. I enjoyed that friend. I thought she was kind of fun.
They were all the one with the weird parents. The whole thing that goes down there with that delivery girl. Like, what was that side?
Oh yeah,
what was that?
At the party, the girl who is throwing the party, her boyfriend shows up.
Is it her boyfriend or is it the boy she likes?
I don't know.
Well, whatever. The boy,
I don't know.
Her boy.
I think it's her boyfriend because she introduces him to her stepmom.
Oh yeah, but
and
then
her stepmom
weird.
Is all over this guy.
Yes.
Like, her stepmom at the outset starts hitting on this dude.
Yes. Very creepy.
But anyway.
Totes and probes.
So you're right. So they go out and then Julie and Nick Cage are making out in the car.
Yeah.
While her friend is being chased around the car by Nick Cage's lazy-eyed friend.
Yes.
But it's again, I really thought, for as much as Julie was the weak part of this movie, I thought she and Nick Cage kind of made a nice couple. Like, when they were together, I enjoyed it. Like, the montage, which hasn't happened yet, it seemed very genuine.
No, well, the two of them, and maybe that's why she was one of the reasons she was cast. They had a cute chemistry together. Like, at the club when they're talking about there's the TV Valley and the real world where they live in Hollywood, and they're connecting, and then that song comes on, the Million Miles Away song that comes on again later after he's had sex in the bathroom with his ex-girlfriend of some kind, right?
I love how there's a band at this bar, and I guess they just have one song that they play.
No, this was in a rotation of songs, but yeah, they play this hit. It's a hit, maybe, if there's a lot. And when they connect over this song, even now, you're like, oh, look at them together. And, they're making out hot and heavy in the backseat. And you're like, yeah, look at them together. And he's very likable as a little, like, I don't know. I do think it's Nick Cage that carries it. Even though together they, like you said, they're sort of likable and charming. It's because of him. He's
extremely charming in this movie. Like, you see why he became a star and kind of nobody else did. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's head and shoulders above everyone else doing anything in this movie. Mm-hmm. Oh, can we talk about how we do cut back to her parents who were worried about her being out so late?
Oh, yes.
And her mom or her dad, I forget. I think her dad's worried. And her mom goes, don't worry, she'll be fine. Remember that night we were at the cemetery? That's it. End of scene. Our imaginations can run wild with whatever that cemetery evening was that those two had. And when she comes home, they're upset with her, but her parents say something like...
Because she stays out all night.
Yeah, she's out all night,
right?
But she comes home and they say, we're all right with whatever you do as long as it doesn't hurt you or anyone else. What amazing advice.
Well, and I like when she's like, why can't you just punish me? And they're like, because it's bad karma.
Right.
Bad karma. They're hippies. They're such hippie parents. When she's telling Nick Cage, because again, I guess it is really sweet. Nick Cage is like, so what do your parents do? And she's like, it's not cool at all. They own a health food store. And he's like, that's cool. And she's like, well, it's not like a Pizza Hut or anything.
So the next scene might be my favorite scene of the movie is when they're in driver's ed class.
And they're talking, and the driver's ed guy jumps out of the car.
Yep, jumps out of a moving car because they can't stop talking about the party, the boys, this guy she met from Hollywood, and
is this when she talks about him being tripendicular?
I don't know.
That's another thing I quoted and wrote down, and that is not my own thoughts. I was not thinking this scene is tripendicular.
She once calls Tommy a pucazoid, which I thought was pretty good. So anyway, the instructor at one point loses his mind because these girls can't shut up about boys. Why they're all in the car, I don't understand.
I know, for her driving test, they all pile in the car. And she literally keeps looking behind. Yeah, she can't
He jumps out of a moving vehicle and then tells her she failed. And I was like, wait, was that a driving test?
That's what I think it was.
Was she at
so
the
crazy.
DMV? So at this point, we're introduced to our second plot line, which is the girl's mom who threw the party, her stepmom, has groceries delivered by her stepdaughter's boyfriend.
First, we should note, too, that she's in, like, of course, this posh, beautiful California home with a pool and a view, and she's laying out, enjoying, and yes, he comes to deliver the groceries. It's a very weird side thing, because it's like, nothing ever happens. He comes...
Well, oh no, nothing ever happens in this scene. Right, yes. He delivers groceries. She makes references from the movie The Graduate, which he doesn't get. Which I thought was really funny. I was like, this is really highbrow, like, for this movie. And he just leaves. But she's so into him. I wondered, did he get it? Or did he not understand any of the innuendo, any of her advances throughout this entire movie?
Oh, I think he got some of them. I think you were meant to think he wasn't ballsy enough to act upon them.
Okay.
That's how I looked at it. Because I didn't think you could not get it. But maybe we were meant to think that he was so naive that he didn't.
Okay. All right.
But I took it that he got it and just didn't see it through. For whatever reason. Maybe he was more committed to maybe he too realized the wrong in it.
Okay. All right.
You know.
Stand-up guy.
Yeah. I'm giving the guy some credit. All right. I'm giving the random, I don't even know his name, the random grocery delivery boyfriend dude some credit.
What a guy. Didn't bang his girlfriend's stepmom.
Right. Not at all. No. But later creeps into their house and sleeps with who's ever in the shower.
Well, we'll get there. So we're introduced to her parents' store, which isn't a store, it's a restaurant, which I thought was very strange. Well, I was like, this is not a store. This is clearly a restaurant.
But they serve things. It's pretty funny because it was kind of ahead of its time. Because now in LA, that's half the stores or the restaurants you see are some sort of health food. You want some wheatgrass with that, and it's a fresh almond paste sauce, and
it's a shame they're too early to the party. They did not benefit from this health craze.
I think they benefited. They benefited. I think he even says something to her at one point, like about, or he's talking to. Remember, he has a conversation with the one dude at the. I guess it's the bar of the restaurant,
Let's get to that scene because I love it.
Okay.
First of all, Nick Cage comes in and his hair is really weird. But he comes in and talks to Julie and she introduces him to her dad and then they just leave. So
Yeah, she's kind of like, yeah, I'm working, but you know what? My parents own the place. I can just go.
Yeah. So this is the weirdest part of this movie. And I actually went back and I watched it twice because I didn't know if I saw what I thought I saw here. So her dad starts talking to this guy at the counter. And then his wife walks over and starts to talk to him. This guy at the counter slides his drink over, slides his plate of food over, moves over to a different seat for no reason at all, and then continues to talk. It's almost like he missed his mark and then realized it halfway through the scene. It is so weird.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
I want you to watch it again because there's no reason. Because I was like, oh, maybe her mom's going to sit in that seat. And nope, not at all.
He just moves one over. I did not notice that, but I will. Yeah,
then he says something like, do you want me to talk to your daughter for you?
And scene, that was the weird, They're trying to figure out, because they are funny. The parents, her parents are just, their little antics, their conversations together, their chemistry. Very, very funny. And when they get a little bit like, well, she left with the boy. Who's this boy? Should we find out more about him? Yeah, this random customer is like, do you want me to talk to her? What? What?
This is the part where we do get the montage.
This is our montage to a great song, a little Cure.
Right? No, it's modern English.
Modern English, sorry.
That's all right. I think we get the whole song now, we get the whole song during the closing credits as well.
Oh, yes.
They bought this. They're going to use it.
Yeah. Yep. But it resembles, it's their love. That's what they...
the montage is good. They're at they're back at the mall. They're back at the mall. They're eating. They're drinking. It's kind of funny.
They're feeding each other. They're going to a bunch of LA hot spots. They go to Winchell's. They go. They watch the movie. I think twice. They come out of Romeo and Juliet. Yeah. Maybe they saw it back to back. I don't know.
Wink, wink, everybody. Yeah. They walk out of Romeo and Juliet.
They're making out a lot. There's a lot of making out that they're doing. I think they have matching leather jackets on at one point, right? Do they?
Did not notice that, but it wouldn't surprise me.
All right. So there's a lovely little montage where they're falling in love. Look at what a great time they're having, right?
Yeah. We don't know how long this takes. We don't know the time period at all, but it's
could be days. Think about it. Like you said, teenage relationships. You feel like you hang out a couple of good weekends, and you're like, this is forever. This is forever.
Yeah.
This next scene, right? Is this the sleepover scene?
Oh my God, yes. Because
so random.
And every scene, I'm like, this is my favorite scene. This might be my favorite scene. Because I was like, listen, we haven't seen boobs or anything in a while.
Yeah, we're having too much good, clean fun here.
Right. What's in here for the guys? Suddenly, a bunch of girls in underpants.
And just underwear, just dancing around, eating chips. And then, I love it, so they're talking, like girl talking. They're pretty filthy for girls in the way that they talk. And then, for some reason, they go in. Now, they're at the girl's house who's got the stepmom and the weird, relationship with family.
Yes. Based on the lingerie they find, yes.
Yes. So they go into her bedroom, which is weird, and they start all trying on her stepmom's lingerie.
It's so great. Because they're not trying it on. They're just putting it over top of what they're wearing and looking in a mirror.
I don't know.
I love how when they're eating and they're talking about binging and purging, one girl, I never heard this term before, but I love it, calls it a scarf and barf. I thought it was great. I was like, oh my God, all I ever heard was binge and purge, but scarf and barf.
Scarf and barf, it makes it sound a little more fun. Like, hey, next weekend's 5K scarf and barf.
Wait, is that how running works?
I think. I thought.
I really want to know now how a 5K scarf, like you eat as you go.
Yeah, and then you vomit because you're running and you can't eat that much while you run. Yeah, it's a scarf and barf.
All right, let's try and get one of these started.
All right, I'll wear a medal saying that I ran in one. I'm excited. I'll train now. I'll start training
We've created them. We didn't just run in them. Yeah, our faces should be on the medal.
We're founders. Yep,
that's right.
You're correct. It's good. It's good. You could be scarf. I'll be barf. I have to put our faces over one or other words. You know? For design purposes. You're the designer. Well, you know what I mean.
Right. At this party, like there is a real small scene earlier where Tommy tries to get her friends to go against her or against Nick Cage, because he's like, listen, she broke up with me. I don't really care, but this guy, she spent a lot of time with him.
Yeah, he kind of gets in their head.
How long before she dumps you and everything?
Yeah, so he kind of gets into, because he's a jerk.
Yeah, so at this party, her friends kind of make it clear that they're not crazy about Nick Cage.
But really the only reason they can give is because he's different. And here's where they're shitty friends, right? This is where it's just shitty. Like, he's Tommy, the ex-boyfriend, is just clearly an a-hole, right? He's not a nice guy. He's not a good person. He's not a good guy, right? And then her friends, one of them even knows what a slime ball, because he slept with her and been threatened by, or slept with him and been threatened by him. Her friends aren't cool enough to back her up. Now, even though they don't get along or don't have the same taste maybe as this Randy guy, Nick Cage, they can't just be happy for their friend that she's so happy.
No, and it's kind of a shame too, and kind of weird, because she ends up really listening to her friends.
Well, she's very torn.
She's very influenced by them.
She goes and she has she's, of course, but that's a teenage girl. You're very influenced by what your friends think and how they think. And again, she has a little heart-to-heart with her dad, and which is a very sweet heart-to-heart, where she's like, I just really don't know. And he's like, what do you want to do?
Well, I like how this starts, and I didn't write it down, so I'll have to do this from memory.
Okay.
But she says, I don't know, Randy's different. And his response is, like he was in an accident and things don't work the way they're supposed to. And she even laughs, and then she's like, no, Dad, come on, I'm serious. It's a great response.
It is. It's accurate.
But then he shows her an old picture of him as a hippie.
And he's like, what's wrong with different, right? He doesn't, you could see that he's really on Randy's side, but he wants his daughter to make the decision for herself.
And he's totally fine with whatever decision she makes, and that's made very clear.
And she just wants to know, she wants somebody to tell her who to pick. So she lays in bed with that creepy damn clown doll. And she hopes that it will tell. Doesn't it have like a porcelain face too?
Yeah.
Like, you need not sleep with that doll. It goes on a shelf, and then it haunts your dreams at night when it's on your shelf.
But why? I don't know. What is she, 17, 18? She's 18.
No, they're at their junior prom, though. At the end, it says junior prom.
Right,
which is even more, because
that makes sense, because it's an upsettingly lame prom.
Well, and they all look, I don't know. She looked older than a junior to me.
These are clearly, this is following the pattern of 90210, which is having 20-year-olds, 20-somethings play teenagers.
Yeah.
But just give her a teddy bear, or give her nothing.
Yeah.
You get the point.
Right.
She's having a hard time making a decision.
But she's having a hard time making it. We get it.
One thing that we did forget to mention is the delivery boy goes back.
Scandalous scene.
Yes. And it is a good scene, because you're right. They really do kind of make you as a viewer wonder what's happening. Because he rides his bike up to the house. Mm-hmm. He kind of turns around like, no, I'm not going to go through with it. Turns back, goes into the house, approaches a figure in the shower. Mm-hmm. And then they're having sex. And it's the girl. It's not the mom.
Not the mom.
But the mom then walks in on them, which is pretty good. It's all just
weird.
It's all just very Randy.
I guess it's very Randy. Did you say?
Yes.
So Randy. See, that's what you wanted to hear more of, right? Like Randy.
Right.
Yeah.
After the first scene, the Valley Girl bit is just dropped.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, they come on strong,
and
they drop it after a while. And they are good Valley. I guess Tommy, Randy, like they could have worked it.
At this point, everything goes very quickly, because she has decided to break it off with Randy and to continue dating Tommy.
Well, the friends really clinch it. They all go to lunch, and when she tries to tell them at lunch, she's all kind of sad and really thinking about things at lunch, and she's like, guys, the thing is, she's trying to tell them that she would at first rather choose Nick Cage, essentially, even though that they don't get it. She wishes they could see why. And then they're like, no, we're not going to ever accept him.
No, I never thought that she was going that direction. I thought this was her meeting with her friends to say, I'm going to get back together with Tommy.
But I think she was trying to be honest with them at first and be like, but I do care for my other, you know, she was trying to be honest because they're her friends. And once she gave any inkling of, but I get it, Tommy's probably, they're like, yes, just take Tommy back. Right. And then you realize it was a whole setup.
You know what? And I feel really bad for Julie here because the friend that set this up is the friend that went with her on that double date after the party. And I kind of thought around the time that Nick Cage's creepy friend was chasing her around the car, she was kind of
having a good time.
For him. Yeah. But no, she gives Tommy like the high sign and then Tommy just shows up. Oh, I just happened to be here.
Yeah, with a bracelet that he bought her, right? Yeah.
Yep.
But then he's even gross then. So like she takes him back, and then he's like, "Can I have your burger? Can I eat your fries?"
There's so much Tommy trying to kiss her and her trying to get away from him from now till the end of the movie.
Yeah, this is true.
This is true. Kind of upsetting.
Yeah, Tommy doesn't take a clue very easily.
Nope. She has to break up with Randy, and she does.
Well, because he's coming in to like just kind of take her out or tell her. No, he wanted to tell her he loved her. Right?
Yes.
That's what he came to the door to do. And she's just like, I can't see you. She kind of freaks out on him a little bit, right?
And then he freaks out. And it's a nice little, like, whatever, fuck you. Like,
no, he really says, great. He goes, fuck off for sure. Like, totally.
That's what
totally for sure, fuck off. They know it's over. He leaves, right? She's sad?
I don't know, because now we just follow him as he spirals into a deep Cage depression.
To a drunken, broken-hearted...
He's literally drinking out of a bottle in a bag. Like you said, he goes back into that club and has sex with some strange woman who we've never seen.
She says something to him like I feel like they've dated or slept together or know each other somehow. She's not just a random.
No.
But we didn't meet her any earlier in the... No.
Yeah, and they have sex in a gross bathroom. Like, whatever bathroom is in that bar is disgusting.
It's disgusting, yes. And they have sex in it,
yeah.
Too. And he comes back out of the bathroom, buttoning his shirt and kind of all... And then the song comes on. Yeah, the song comes on. And it sends him spiraling again. And then his lazy-eyed friend comes and helps him, talks some sense into him, tries to talk sense into him.
I think he does.
Nick Cage has got...
Nick Cage is hammered. And he's like, just murder me.
He's just vomiting now. Doesn't he just start vomiting? It's like alcohol poisoning. He's like, I think I'm going to be sick. Oh, I don't know, because you drank 2 bottles and just... had sex in the most gross bathroom ever. I don't know. And your heart is broken, Nick.
Sure,
that's what the problem is. You have a broken heart. Go, leave me alone, he tells him. Go on, leave me alone.
But it's okay, because that's all the Nick Cage we get for a while, because now it's time for the prom.
Oh, yeah, that's...
So Julie's going to the prom with Tommy. He comes to pick her up.
In a limo. What about when the dad looks out at the limo and he's like, "Oh, this guy pulls out all the stops."
Tommy is wearing like a Dumb and Dumber pink tuxedo.
Yeah.
It's really terrible.
He's just not a cool guy. He's a jerk.
I did enjoy how her parents have a gigantic, like, Andy Warhol, Liz Taylor print.
Oh yeah, I
wall.
saw that. Yeah, because they're hippies.
Yeah, so her dad's all freaked out or.
Nervous, I guess?
Not sure why, I guess.
Yeah.
So he smokes a joint in the bathroom and then comes out and starts taking pictures with the lens cap still on the camera, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Well, he's getting the camera ready, supposedly.
Yeah.
While the mom's like, "Where are you? Where are you?" And he's like, "I'm trying to find the camera." Right.
Yeah, so then the kids speed off and the mom's like, "Do you have any of that for me?" So I assume they just get stoned.
They just go. That's what they do.
Again, they're cool parents, and I enjoyed them as characters in this movie. Oh, Josie Cotton is the woman playing their prom and singing the song "Johnny, Are You Queer?" At the prom, at the junior prom.
Your prom. before we got to the prom, hold on, sorry, I just checked my notes.
Did I skip the scene where his friend has a plan or whatever? Or...
Well, yes.
Go ahead. Because I didn't write that down for whatever reason.
Well, it's a quick. I think it's more than. I think it's supposed to go on for more than a scene, but he has a plan, and the plan is basically for Nick Cage to just stalk her. Because
you're right, Nick Cage just starts stalking her. He's sleeping outside of her house, outside of her bedroom window.
He dedicates a song to her on the radio.
Man, how did I not write this
down? He show up at places that she's. Oh yeah, he's dressed in weird she goes on dates, right?
Oh my God! And how did I not write this down? This was great. The second montage in this movie, and it is a really great one. Yeah, he's tearing tickets at a
movie theater.
And it
with
is
the 3D glasses on.
Yeah. And the girl's like, "Is this movie in 3D?" No. The guy, Tommy, says that, right? Yeah. And he's like, "No, it's not. But your face is." Yeah. And he dumps food on him in the car. He's serving them food in the car. He spits a French fry at him. He's doing a lot of stuff. Yeah.
But each time he takes a minute and he's in some kind of costume so that Tommy and everybody else can't recognize him. But he will look her right dead in the eye to be like, "It's me."
Idiot.
Wow. So it's. Yeah.
But you're right, and she loves it. She's laughing at all of these.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I totally forgot about that.
But no, you're fine. I looked down
but
and I was
then,
like,
none of this is working, and his friend says, "I have a great plan for the prom."
Yeah.
And the plan is to basically just walk into the prom. That's it. Because he even says to his friend, he's like, "Okay, we're here. We're backstage. What's now?" He's like, "Well, this kind of was the plan."
What? I don't know. We'll let the rest kind of figure itself out.
That's right.
And they do, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a party at the prom. Johnny, Are You Queer Boy song.
I love how there's no cups for the punch.
Yeah, there's a big punch debacle because they're spiking the punch.
They're spiking the punch, but there aren't any cups. Susie, the girl who is now having sex all the time with her delivery boy boyfriend, was supposed to bring cups to the prom.
Who leaves a teenager in charge of bringing cups? And a slutty teenager at that.
How are students responsible for bringing this stuff to the prom?
Well, she was late, and so were the cups. But the punch is properly spiked now, right?
Yep.
And then it's a party. It's a great party. And they're about to announce prom king and queen.
Yeah. The teacher gives a
I was going to say, the announcer for the teacher, for the prom king. She's kind of sad and crazy, right?
I don't know what's happening. I didn't pay attention to her speech because there's so much going on backstage with Tommy and Julie kind of fighting.
Yeah.
And then Nick Cage's
again, he's
weird
going in
friend.
for those smooches. She keeps denying him because they're having now a real scuffle happens behind the curtain, and she has no idea it's happening. Pays no attention.
They are fighting just to the left of her, behind a curtain. So Tommy and Julie are about to accept their crowns as king and queen.
Yeah.
But Nick Cage starts punching Tommy. They're having a fist fight, and the fist fight eventually spills out onto stage. And the band, I loved how the band just was like, "Oh, I guess nobody's prom king and queen. Let's just start playing another song," because they do. And it turns into a food fight.
Yeah. Well, they crash into food, right? Is that what happens?
They kind of fight on the stage and then off the stage. And Tommy tries to make up with Julie, but she hits him in the face with the bowl of guacamole.
Oh, yeah. Bowl of guacamole.
It literally is a bowl of guacamole, I think. It's green.
Yeah, you're right.
And then, then there's just a food fight at the prom.
That's what it busts out in. That's how it just ends, where they go crazy.
It doesn't.
Well, no, you're right. That's how the prom ends, though.
Because we have our second reference to the movie The Graduate, and I thought it was pretty good, because Nick Cage and Julie run out of this prom. They get in the back of Tommy's limo, And the limo driver just takes off. Like, he can't tell the difference between this punk kid and the guy in the pink tux. Well, that's the weird thing, yeah.
Tommy clearly is the one that paid for the limo, right?
Right.
But the driver drives off with Randy
and he's like, so, sir, we're going to go to this motel or hotel or wherever he got a room. Mm-hmm. And they just kind of nod. And then they sit in the back in uncomfortable silence, like at the end of The Graduate when he pulls the girl out of the wedding and they get in the back of the bus and they just sit there and just kind of realize what they did. Mm-hmm. It wasn't great. And that's how the movie ends. Mm-hmm. And no, because she takes a set of keys out, I don't know whose keys they are, and throws them out the window of this car like it meant something. Did you get that or understand that?
I thought it was the bracelet that she took off.
Oh, was it?
I didn't think it was keys. I thought it was the bracelet
like
that
keys.
He got. It did have a jingle. It did have a jingle to it.
That makes so much more sense.
Yeah. Unless she was like, I don't need to go home. Buy house keys. No, I think it was the bracelet.
I was like,
that Tommy
she just
gave
threw
her.
the hotel keys out the window. They can't even get in the room now.
This is silly now. What are they doing? What is their plan?
Okay. Boy, that makes so much more sense.
Better, right? Better?
Yeah. And the end. I mean, the end.
Yep.
That's the end of the movie. Mm-hmm. Would you like me to talk about my thoughts on this movie first?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go. Yeah.
I enjoyed this movie way more than I thought I would.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Was it all the boob?
Well,
you had to think about it, so that had something to do with it.
No, I thought it was very sweet, and I thought that Nick Cage was really great, and I thought that in the... in all the 80s teen movies, and we haven't done a lot of those. Like, I thought that's what, like, when 80s movie podcasts, like, I was like, oh, we're going to do all these Pretty in Pinks and stuff like that. And we haven't done a lot of that. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a nice little story. I thought that everybody in it, aside from Julie, was kind of good. And it was kind of cute, and I enjoyed the parents, and Nick Cage was really funny, and yeah, I could watch this again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thumbs up.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
right.
from me.
I like that.
What about you?
Good. I watching it through an ending, and I thought it was okay. I didn't love it. I enjoyed watching Nick Cage, but I didn't like it for watching it now.
Right.
I feel like had I watched it maybe as a teenager or watched it definitely when it was more timely in the 80s, I would have enjoyed it more. This was one of those that I feel like in its time period was probably even more enjoyable. Watching it now, I was a little bored. I didn't like her as much. I did really enjoy Nick Cage, but at the same time, I didn't hate it. I wasn't like, this is the worst. I just didn't love it. I give it like a mid thumb. Like, it's not a thumbs down, but it's not a thumbs up. It's like a meh.
It's a sideways thumb.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I gave it.
Yeah, I think if you like these kind of movies, because I feel like it's a movie that was like, oh, let's borrow from, like I said, Grease and The Graduate. But then it also, like, I saw so much, and I hate American Pie. I think it's not the dumbest movie, but it's terrible. But, like, American Pie, like, in that movie, like, Sean William Scott, for whatever reason, like, hooks up with his friend's mom. And I'm like, clearly, whoever made that movie was like, they saw this movie.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
said,
and they
let's
made
do that. Let's put that in here. And let's have girls take their tops off for no reason other than the fact that, I don't know, it's kind of real. Like, not real.
No, I know
because
what
it's
you mean.
not, but it tries to be genuine and also make fun of teenagers and people that talk like that. Yeah. So I enjoyed it.
What would you recommend then?
My recommendation is the guy who played Tommy went on to have a very good career. He's in a lot of Tarantino's movies.
Yes, I saw that. Yes.
And he was in a movie in 2008 called Dead Girl. And the description of this is going to make me sound like some weird psycho pervert, but let's just get past that.
Okay.
In this movie, two teenagers skip school one day to go hang out in an abandoned asylum. Like a place that's been abandoned for like 20, 30 years.
Okay.
And they find a girl strapped to a table who's alive.
Oh.
Instead of setting her free, they kind of just keep coming back to have sex with her. Like, while she's tied up. It sounds really creepy, but they also sort of form a relationship with her. They have these bullies who are after them, and maybe she helps them with that problem. It's an interesting movie. While it starts out super creepy. Yeah, he's like one of their dads or something like that.
Oh.
But I could have recommended any Nick Cage movie. I could have recommended all those other movies that I talked about, but I don't know who's seen this movie, but it's good. So
okay,
yeah,
and okay. Well, I like it. Okay,
different, yeah,
different.
So what about you?
Well, I stayed a little more mainstream than that. One of my favorite Nick Cage movies is Moonstruck. That's where my great Nick Cage impersonation comes in.
Oh, please! I've been waiting for this.
I know.
And I'm kind of sad you said it's an impression, because I was hoping that I would think Nick Cage suddenly just showed up.
Well, here we go. Let's see if you think. I lost my hand. I lost my bride. Johnny has his hand. Johnny has his wife. Was that good?
Nick Cage just showed up to our podcast. That's crazy. How did he get here? Jamie must have just...
Bring me the knife! What? A little more guttural.
Jamie did... Oh, I was going to say, did Jamie go to the bathroom? And
I know.
Just weren't here for that.
It was just like he ran in and he was like baking bread in the oven or something. But no. It was me.
That's great.
Crazy good, right? Crazy
Maybe
good.
At some point... Oh, is that a 90s movie?
I think it is a cuspy 90s.
Oh, okay.
I do have a good Cher impersonation, too. But only if we do Mask. I think that's her biggest 80s movie, and it
Oh, man.
Think about it. Just think about it.
Who was the dad in that, or the boyfriend? Was it Sam Elliott? Was he Cher's boyfriend in Mask?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Oh, my God. How have we not gotten to any Sam Elliott yet?
We can go on forever. Like, whenever Barrett's like, have you guys done, is this on your, I'm like, no, because there's so many. We could do this for the next decade.
I know, and I feel bad, because I do get, like, from Twitter and stuff like that, people are like, you should do this movie, you should do this.
Back
when
it
are
up,
you gonna
guys.
do this? And I'm like, holy shit, I just, like, there's so much to get into.
There really is, and I do feel, it's crazy to me then when I realize how many we've missed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in my lifetime that I... Like, Valley Girl. I mean, this was a little... Because this was 83, so I guess... I mean, I was just a little kid at this time.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to watch it, sexy... That's what I mean is... That's why I think I would have liked it more if I was a teenager in the 80s, because I would have obviously connected to it on a different level, Or even a cool teenager. Maybe that's why I didn't connect to it. Because as a teenager, I was kind of dopey. I had a mustache. I was on the speech and debate team. I wasn't cool at all. So none of this happened even remotely to me.
Wait,
in
you
the
were in
80s.
the speech and debate team?
Dude, I was president of the speech and debate team my senior year.
What is that? My school didn't have one of those.
I'm sure they did. They were your forensics team. You probably just didn't know about them.
No, my school didn't have anything. We didn't even have, like, a tennis team.
Well, you just biked recently in the neighborhood that you grew up in, right? Isn't that what you did recently?
Well, it wasn't the neighborhood I grew up in. Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Sure.
Well,
we've gotten off topic.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our next movie.
Yes.
Because you and I have been to... Wait, we haven't been to. We've metaphorically gone to an all-girls camp.
Yeah.
We've gone to a space camp.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go to a co-ed camp.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the name of the movie. It's not called co-ed camp.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like there'd be a lot of boobs in that movie.
Yeah. This is a boob-filled adventure called co-ed summer camp.
We're going to go to sleepaway camp, which also sounds like a lot of topless women.
Yeah, I feel like there might be some nudity.
Yeah. It is a slasher movie.
Oh, boy.
A teen slasher movie that I think I first saw it on... Remember Gilbert Gottfried used to host USA's Up All Night?
Yeah.
You remember that? I think it was a movie that made the rounds on that because it is full of cheesy, stupid, gruesome horror scenes, death scenes, and bad acting.
Oh, my gosh.
But it is a classic
Did I agree to
bad
this?
horror movie. I don't know. Does it matter that you agreed to it? We're going to do it.
All right.
But anyway, we're doing it because school's over. We just had the prom where there were no cups.
Right. The cups were not gotten. They were forgotten. And but the punch was spiked.
They brought the cups.
The punch was definitely spiked,
right.
though.
So anyway, we're going to go to Sleepaway Camp. Brief stop in Horror Town in the middle of summer. So a nice little respite.
It makes sense. It's camp time. It's time to pack up our bags and go to camp.
So that will be in 2 weeks.
Looking forward to it.
So tune in then. And have a great time. And kids that already went to prom, I hope you had a great prom. And I hope the punch was spiked. I hope there were cups so you could drink it.
I do.
I hope there was a food fight. I hope there was a fist fight. I hope all the stuff that happened in Valley Girl happened at your prom. Because if it didn't, you had a lame prom. All right, everybody.
Enough.
See you in 2 weeks.
Have a bitchin' day, everybody.
Moving forward, using all my breath. Making love to you was never second best. I saw the world crashing all around your face, never really knowing it was always mesh and lace. I'll stop the world and melt with you. You've seen the difference and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you. Dream of better lives, the kind which never hate. Trapped in a state of imaginary grace.
Oh, bitch, and is this in 3D? No, but your face is.